Living Strong Television Network, we are back again. Universal truth, where the truth matters in your life, regardless of what no one has to say. Now, I know y'all want to rush me. I know Santa Claus is still coming to town. A lot's going on. I got a lot going on myself. So far, have you ever been so far behind until you said to yourself, catching up is a must? You have no other choice but to catch up. You understand? That's the way life is sometimes. You get so far behind, you say, well, catching up is inevitable. Ain't no way I'm going to catch. No. Catching up is a must, okay? So I've chosen to catch up with everything that I've got to catch up with you guys, starting on this week, trying to get it done, okay? We're looking in Malachi now, promising the sacrifice, because this has a whole lot to do with setting the stage of what's getting ready to happen in the end times, y'all. My God. I'm going to go back, and we're just going to pick up where we left off, okay? In verse number 10, the book of Malachi, chapter number 2. Have we not all one Father? Have not one God created us? I mean, we're all created in the image of God. Talked about that a little bit on the other day. I don't like talking about that. All right? Because y'all already know this. Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother? Why do we treat each other the way we do? Why is there hatred and racism, evil and murder? And why do we do each other so dirty in life? Have y'all noticed that? And I don't know how to say it, but to say it. Have y'all noticed that many of your other, whatever y'all called your whoever you listen to, have you noticed that they never really say anything about stuff like this? Have you ever noticed that? They never preach or teach or whatever they do to y'all. You never hear this. Ask yourself one question. Why don't I ever hear this? Why? But you hear, bring you all your tithe into the storehouse. I'll get to that too. We're flip-flopping again. Prophet Johnson, no, we're not rushing this. Okay? Here it goes. Why do we deal treacherously, every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah have dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah have profaned the holiness of the Lord, which he loved, and have married the daughter of a strange god. Do y'all see it? Let me tell you what Judah is marrying in today's time. You, I, we're all Judah, okay? We're Judah. But we want to go and marry a Ouija board. We want to go and marry a psychic hotline. Come on. King Solomon went nuts. Every time I think about King Solomon, my brain just blows. You know, I can't think about him. The only thing, when I think about King Solomon, I look at a man that would just go ahead and kill you. You know what I mean? He's an executioner. He's just a man. There's no judgment there. He just go kill you. Play this and just kill you. That man just kill you, King Solomon. I think about him as being the greatest nut. And the Bible says the wisest man to ever live. And I don't want to use that other word, because I get in trouble with God. But I say, God, King Solomon was so dumb in my book. But to be so smart, he was so dumb. But because, why? Because I can't understand these gods, this God stuff. You see, if I knew God and I heard God's voice that says, because you asked me for wisdom, I will make you the richest man in the world to lead such a great people. And then you go and you're going to sleep with Ashtaroth, your granddaughter, and Baal's sister, and, Dagon's. You bringing these other demon spirits into my house, into my bedroom, all because she got on makeup, because she fine, because she pretty, because you are already horny as hell, and you stay that way because I gave you the strongest libido there is. Back then, King Solomon operating off 100 Viagra pills in a day's time. And he's greedy for the lustfulness of sexual pleasure and goes after all of this because of beauty and serve these other gods. And God said the same thing in today's time. Wait a minute. It's the exact same thing. It's all in Hollywood. It's in television. They've sold their soul for men with men and women with women, working that which is unseemly in the sight of God, setting them up in your purple and blue movies to make it seem naturalized as they go and flaunt themselves with their bodies and their material things. And they go to these places of compromise, and no leader or whatever I don't know what you want to call them, but none of those gurus and none of those pimp statutes, pastors or leaders or whatever you want to call them, whatever you want to call us, none of us even would dare offend them or tell them the truth about anything, because we want to be a part and accepted in society and on this earth, and yet say we love and we know this God and this Savior who shedded his blood that they call in and cry about and lie about and justify, and full of hatred and racism through deceitfulness. And they call his name Jesus Christ, not Jesus Trump. You see. So where are we? Folks, what God is showing y'all is the example of the Antichrist. If God can let y'all see now how easy it is for the people to be deceived, lied to, and manipulated with 45. Come on, folks. If you got Christians that believe all of this stuff as you're seeing, forget about 44. 44 started it all. He gonna go down to history as one of the best there ever was. I love him so much until I prayed to God that if we did have a dictator, he'd be the one. That's a good one, ain't it, Jesus? But it's the truth. He would have been a good dictator over this nation. But here's the deal. All right? We know that because he's another species, great orator, doesn't matter how great and swelling his words are, he's still the wrong color of a species. So where you are now, I pray that God will allow you to see and to know that this is the setting example. This is the practice. Remember yesterday practice? This is really the practice for the Antichrist. This is really a practice, y'all. Because no such thing as what they call Christians. No, no, God help us. It's just like UFOs. Mm. Forget that Christian stuff. Forget that Christian stuff. Minister, I think I'm going to take my time and drag this one. Here it is. Judah have dealt treacherously. Verse number 11. I know it. I'm not rushing it. Prophet Justin, I'm going back over it again and again. I finish it. I finish it when I finish it. All right? I'm getting frustrated with my own self because I can hear y'all in the spirit saying, my God, and how many times he going to read the same thing? I have to. Judah have dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah have profaned the holiness of the Lord which he loved, and have married the daughter of a strange god. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this. The master in the scholar out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. See, we think we doing something when we go get a divorce and we go from one witch to the next. The witch thinks she doing something when she get a divorce and go from one man to the next. We think we doing something when we stay single and don't get married and go get all the free smooches and pick out all the little good old peaches and plums and nectarines, good old sugar up fella, good old sugar weed mama, good old sugar weed milkman, and we go out there and we just milk up the cattle. Come on, boy. Minister, this is a good one, ain't it? We go out there. Come on, y'all. Y'all know it's the truth. Come on. Why don't you just say it like it is? I don't want to use that word. I don't want to use the true word of what it's called because it kind of hurts a little bit to mess up the fun. But for the Christians out there, for y'all that's really sanctified, saved, filled with the Billy Goat, and ain't did nothing and everything else, y'all really got together. Don't smoke, don't drink, go to church, live holy, but you eat a lot of food. You said that we eat all them hamburgers, eat all that food. How I'm going to clean these chitlins and cook these chitlins. Oh, you got old gluttony spirit sitting up in there weighing about 200 and something pounds. Child, I got to go on a diet, but oh, the Lord holy, and I got to eat these donuts. But you got a gluttony spirit of sin. Come on, why don't you say what you're going to say? You want the cream of the crop, everything, right? Good old religious word, just call it just a whoremongering. You know what I mean? So, this is what's happening here. God said, y'all want to play religion? Y'all want to play church? Pastor, you really think you're slicking it? I know what the deal is. I know what it is. The only thing y'all can do is just love people. Genuinely love them. You know, how do I say this? I don't want to talk about this no more. I talked about it yesterday. Love is not foolish. Okay. Love is not foolish. That's just all there is to it. Love doesn't mean for you to be a fool. All right? There's no need to Google love. You can look at love in the Bible. You can look at all of them. I have studied all of them. Good Lord Jesus, all the rhema, all the graphe, all the love. I done went nuts with all of them. And the interpretation is in your heart. You know what it means. You know what it means. All you got to do is look at a baby. All a woman got to do is see a dress. All a man got to do is see a fishing reel. We're in love. Here it comes. Where are we? Let me hurry up and get past this. I'm having too much fun. Really, I am, y'all. And the Lord said in verse number 12, the Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacle of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. And this have we done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears. I know it. Prophet Johnson, I didn't know that was in the Bible. I know it. Faker than a $3 bill. Up there just a crying in line while they crying. And this we have done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regarded not the offering anymore, or received it with good will at your hand. Now, when God tell y'all, your pastor ain't gonna never tell you this. Your pastor ain't gonna never, ever tell y'all this. When God tell you he don't want your $2 no more, you can get on down the road. You can get on down the road. There were people that came to me, and I said, I don't even want y'all money. I said, get on down the road. Keep your money. What? I don't want your $100 seed, your $50 seed, your $1,000 seed. I don't want nothing that y'all, I don't want none of your, I don't want your money. I don't want nothing y'all got to get. But why? Because y'all devils. You ain't nothing but a bunch of lying devils. So keep it. Keep that heiferized and that bastardized lying seed from the pit of hell. Because I don't need your money to curse me. You see, that's how many pastors done got cursed. They done ate the slop from the demon, and the demon begin to make them out of a lobbyist and put them in Congress with dummy them and roguish care and get them to do their bidding. I've been feeding you this money, now I'm controlling you. Now you get to do some of the stuff I want you to do. The hell with that dollar. That dollar can go to hell and holler. I don't even want it. Verse number 14. Yet you say, wherefore, because the Lord have been witness. You say, well, where at? Who did it? Who was a friend of mine. Yet you say, wherefore? Where, God? Because the Lord have been a witness between thee and the wife of thy youth. When do we mess up? God said, I sit right there and watch you tell that woman that you was going to love her, that you wasn't going to cheat on her. I said right there and watch you tell that man that you was going to love him, that you wasn't going to never cheat on him. I stood right there and watched both of y'all telling me that lie, like y'all going to take care of the church. At the time you did it, You did it because your hind end was hot. You had a little fire on the little old stuff. He had a little tiki torch, and she had a little night light. You see? God said, I saw y'all. Why is he doing this? Comparing this thing. What is this marriage? Because it's not real. She lied to you. He lied to you. You see? They married you for convenience, for comfort, and support. Not for relationship in God's will. Not for marriage and thankfulness. They married you to get the money, to get the car, to get the shoes, to get the house, to get a little glory. When it was all finished, they don't want that little stuff no more. They don't want that little thing, man. Get on down the road, that little thing. Go on down the road, that little thing. You got that little stuff you got on down the road, that little thing, man. Give me some new stuff. Who do you think I am, Mrs. Big Stuff? Oh, me. You say where at? Because the Lord has been a witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion? Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Boy, God said, no birds of a feather flock together. Ain't she just like you? Ain't he just like you? Hello, Barney. My name Clyde. Man, please. If I had time to talk about it, I would. God spoke something to me that scared me. He said, son, the perfect relationship is possible. He said the perfect marriage is possible. He said the perfect happiness is possible. He said, you know what it means? I said, yeah, Lord, it means something I never have. He said, no, it means mature. It means experience. Tried in the fire, in the test of time. And he said, no, they always say, no marriage or no man or no woman together is perfect. But they got to work it out. He said, that's true. But that's also not true. He said, there is a woman and there is a man, as they would say, a match made in heaven. He said, this is possible. You see. And he scared me so bad. And he said, there are no perfect relationships or marriages as far as the individuals are concerned, to where they don't have disagreements or troubles and up and down. So I didn't get in a little argument with him. I said, oh yeah, God, now there's some perfect marriages out there, a whole lot of people that had good relationships and perfect marriage. I said, I see them all the time, God. I said, oh yes, it is now in that case. You see the twofold. And the Lord said to me, I want you to name me something, show me something. Now that's a good one here, minister. You need to listen to this one. The Lord said to me, he said, I want you to name one good, perfect relationship or marriage situation that you know of, that you done had, or anything else up in your life that you know. He said, name one. He said, go back and try to find one girl. Woo! He said, try to find one that just would have been the most perfect. I mean the most perfect. Boy, I mean, I went back through all them calendars. I said, oh, yeah, Lord, this is right here. Got you, Jesus. Jesus said, well, did you have this problem with that one? I said, yeah. X that down, click. Going through the register. Oh, there it is right there, God. Now, this one, oh, man, if I could have, Lord Jesus. Woo-hoo. Bow wow. Woo. The Lord said, ain't that the one right there that think you the devil? I said, yeah, that didn't think I'm the devil. He said, well, that ain't going to work either. Then he said to me, same thing with all of them. Other people on the outside looking in. But y'all don't know what people are going through in marriage and in relationship. And God is saying, you think you're fool?